So, with the help of the viewing audience, we've actually made a difference, and I've heard that I don't know for sure, but allegedly Ace McCloud has now been banned from Flat Earth Discord, which I think is a great thing. There's a lot of children that go into that Discord, and from what we've seen of the chat logs, the things Ace has been doing and saying, I think it's safe to say that the world is a safer place with if we can keep Ace away from children on the internet. So that's a good thing. Unfortunately, there's still some stuff to go over here with the crew at Flat Earth Dudes, the PPC, as they like to refer to themselves, how appropriately. I wanted to share this video actually yesterday, and I played the wrong video because of stupid. I've been dealing with some tooth pain here, and yeah, I'm kind of out of it. So I messed up the video, but today I got the right video, and it's probably better off to do it in two parts this way anyways. There's some interesting things to go over here. Well, let's go to it.
Yes, go ahead.
Who's out there?
Did you guys see P. Mars's little tantrum stream?
No.
No, I'm not watching anything he does. That would be feeding.
They they had a Discord stream on YouTube about like all of us.
Yeah, because they got nothing better to do.
Bored, dejected.
Because you guys told us to go form our own platform because you want to censor and ban people who bring up topics that you guys don't like pedophiles within your Flat Earth community you want to protect, or the fact that a lot of the Flat Earth core people are fake, scammers, etc. And so we did go form our own platform, and we talked about how you guys are completely gatekeeping plus LARPing as researchers. So now, they're pissed off that we did that. It's funny.
Well, because dude, he showed me that thing with Ace and Riggs, right? And I was like, okay, that's a conversation after what you told me happened. Do you have anything from the conversation that you're telling me?
That's the setup. That's the setup where he.
Yeah, but did you read the conversation, Uber? Because if you read the conversation, Ace's defense for what Riggs' accusations were, it was a part of his strategy to convert a troll to becoming a first-time flat earther by having an underage girl send pictures of her vag and spank her ass. So, how is that not evidence, Uber? They continue with this, there's no evidence, and we'll see other examples of them denying evidence of pedophilia within Flat Earth, completely denying it and covering up for Flat Earth pedophiles. This is a habitual thing for these complete freaks of humanity.
Then goes, so you're defending then. That's the setup. Yeah, that's all. I said the same exact thing.
What you need
That's
to
the
do.
setup. Yeah.
Well, and I listened to part of their stream, and guess what? They can't even remember when exactly it was said.
Pathetic.
Yeah, they can't even find when it actually happened. But they're like, oh, but it's there. I saw it with my own eyes. It's there. Okay, so I'm supposed to believe you. Guess what?
You don't have to believe us, Uber. I sent you the chat log. You can read it for yourself, but for some reason that's not evidence to these maniacs. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe shit. Like I told P. Mark, I go, Patrick, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, bro. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, Patrick.
Yep, and I'm going to show you how Uber also gives Wes Stace, the guy with a picture of child porn on his desktop, he gives him the benefit of the doubt too. And, that's just retarded, man.
Which Patrick?
P. Mars.
Oh, which P. Mars?
Star, Patrick
The-
Star.
Well, he's a
good or-
schizo, so
the
which
good or
one?
bad one? Which one?
Yeah, he's multiple personality disorder.
And since when
Induced by childhood trauma.
That's not That's not correct. I have schizoid personality disorder, not schizophrenia. And schizophrenia isn't even multiple personality disorder. Once again, Jibby with this fucking nonsense. Like, I don't know anything. I'm just throwing out terms. Do they have meaning? It doesn't matter. No one's gonna check me on it because they don't even check pedophiles. So they're not gonna check me LARPing as a fucking researcher.
Which may have been a black man.
Since when is asking for more clarity and like details and evidence and more evidence? Since when is that defending?
It's not. That's why they look so retarded to everybody who's in adults.
It's because
you don't
he's
need to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna show more evidence of you guys defending pedophiles. Don't worry about that.
Because he's prosecuting the case. You're the judge. If you're asking for more clarity, it's like you're helping out his point. You know what I mean? The person who's trying to into the wall. I love it. It's great, but it's mostly just to upset Sean. That's mostly why he's doing it.
I thought it was because he rejected crusted.
I'm doing it to upset Sean. And now the gaslighting of Snack, the masterful gaslighting of Sean commences here with Snack. Watch this.
Yeah, why does he bring me up in these? Like, what? He's like, let him decide for. Like, why was I involved in any of this?
Because you're gullible and naive, and you were like, "Hey, this looks pretty good," like because you're retarded.
You're like, no, I'll listen to you, P. Mars.
Hey, I don't even read the whole thing, but I believe it. I send it, so it must be real.
Hey, let's all gaslight Sean and tell him he's retarded, and everyone agree. Just keep telling Sean he's retarded, but we're not abusive. We're not abusive people or anything.
It's basically a response to him.
Yeah. I mean, but how long do you let P. Mars play Boy Who Cried Wolf type shit over and over?
That's what I told him too. I said, when you actually do have something good, no one's going to listen to you because of all your bullshit.
You know, Jibby, you people won't listen to me, but there are people that will look at evidence and see through you. Those people do exist. Maybe 20% of the population.
Me.
No, to P. Mars.
Yeah.
Didn't P. Mars get hammered on Oakley?
Well, dude, it was
He
funny
shucked his
because
ass out on Oakley's.
it was like he tried to threaten me with me being in his video. I'm like, okay, dude, game on. Like,
He did that with everybody. Then he wants to get you to threaten him so he can use that against you. It's all setups.
Right. Well, basically.
I was like, yo, you need to call this shit out, or I'm gonna make a video about you because this is bullshit that you guys are covering up for pedophiles. I don't want to make this video about you people, but you're forcing my hand.
It's just like he's not in this group, so he's going to try and like splinter it as he can, and that's what they want to do, so that they can have like a say in the matter, which they can feel like they did something of value that they like.
You can always go
got in
against
between other people. That's basically what he's about. I mean, that's some 12-year-old like jealous boyfriend bullshit kind of tactics. Hey man, anything goes. It's YouTube, all right.
You think I'm jealous of your group? Your group's gonna splinter on itself. I don't have to do anything, bro.
Right.
Free speech.
It's YouTube.
Yeah, I get to say the N-word freely because
Hey,
it's
it's free
YouTube.
speech, Sean. Okay, all right. Don't tread on me, all right?
Yeah, I just get to say the N-word freely.
Yeah, on anyone's stream because it's my free speech. That's why I do it on other people's free speech.
Nigga.
They're
No,
walking
I'm
hypocrites.
not. I never said I supported him, but I'll look at his fucking shit to see what he has to say. But
Why?
I didn't agree with that video.
Why?
Why?
You guys have
Why
not
entertain?
classified him as what he is?
Don't look at him.
Of course I have, but I give
So,
everyone.
and you're still
time to say.
interested. You're still interested.
This is complete gaslighting. They're trying to peer pressure him now to not even look at what I have to say. They're like showing how disappointed they are that he would even. You're gonna listen to someone else that's not us? No, you need to follow this group and conform to what the group tells you to do, Sean.
You're like, what else you got to say?
I'll listen to anyone's time of day.
Yeah, all right. That's because
You
you're
want
not
to listen to
growing.
people just
You're not
accuse
going
people of random things?
No, not always.
Like, I'm not going to listen to somebody who just randomly accuses you of something. You know what I mean? I'll probably
Well, thanks. Well, it's because you know who I am as a real
Because you're
fuck.
probably right, and I just want to ignore it. And I'm just
See, like, I wouldn't listen to someone if they accused of you of something, Sean, but, you know, Jibby just called you a retard, and I immediately agreed with him, and this isn't gaslighting. This isn't gaslighting.
joking, man. No, it's
Yeah, no.
it's a little levity.
But I don't really know Ace McLeod. I don't know. I was just interested, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll
He's
just
just
give
like
this
such a
5
wild
minutes.
card, man. That's what he does. Like he says button pushing shit. That's kind of his calling card almost. So like that, I almost feel like he trolled Mars into get triggered or something like that.
Could be.
Yeah, Ace trolled me by wearing a little boy onesie, and Ace trolled me by wearing little boy underwear, surrounding himself with stuffed animals and posting a picture of it. And Ace trolled me by asking for underage girls' pictures of their genitals. And Ace trolled me by telling the little girls he wanted to spank their ass. It's just a hilarious joke on me. And I found out about it a year after it happened or something.
Like because P. Mars thought it was like something he wanted to like get intrigue out of. Maybe Ace was like, yeah, I do that all the time or whatever, you know. But he might have just said that just to troll him, you know. And just
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, I mean, who's a better troll, Ace or P. Mars?
Well, Ace in that situation, of course.
Ace is like twice as smart as P. Mars, at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that I agree with.
So I don't know.
I'd agree.
I just don't see it. Okay, I'm not looking into it. What the fuck do I care
Yeah,
anyway?
it was just something to watch. I just watched it just to see what the fuck, you know.
You're gonna mitigate your bullshit. I don't care. I'm just
No,
saying,
but the fact that
you
it
tell
maybe
me why it's important.
immediately.
It's what somebody else does. Whether you go around and pet your turtle strangely, you know what I mean? Am I supposed to know about that?
How do you
Yo,
pet a
yo.
turtle strangely?
Yo, are you defending that?
Yes.
Is that what you're doing?
Actually, I am.
You're
I
defending
will.
strange turtle pedophilia? Is that what you're doing?
Yes,
You're
I
feeling turtles
am.
weird?
Yeah,
Huh?
I am because how
Yeah, you
do
got
you
a thing for
even do
reptiles?
that?
What are you, part of a reptilian bloodline, Sean?
Where do you touch it that makes it? I guess if you pet
He's
its tail,
gish
that's
galloping
weird.
How do you
him.
touch it in your occult fucking ceremony?
He's gish galloping Sean now, and this is complete manipulation. Can you people watching this see how manipulative this is? Is this just me?
Sean, obviously. Listen, Sean is fucking. He's turtle magic. Fucking. You know, he likes turtle. That's all I know. You guys, you need to.
I don't even know where to touch
You need
his
to
turtle
disown Sean
appropriately.
because of his turtle propaganda that he's and stuff. Because listen to me, right? Free speech. Hey, like anybody can make any kind of accusation when they fall short. They should get busted a little bit more than we do. You know what I mean? Anybody can make any kind
I
of
agree.
accusation.
I totally agree. No, if it's a false accusation, fuck them. They're an asshole.
Yeah, and if you're making an accusation like you should be listening to P. Mars, maybe, then I should attack you and prove you wrong about that, right? And that's not about me being closed-minded. It's just about me knowing
No, fair enough.
about somebody and how they act repeatedly
See, it's like it's okay for me to be a hypocrite because I can justify it.
over years. That's all.
I totally agree. No,
Don't you get it? Yeah, you agree, right? Because I gaslighted you. Great.
I totally agree. You guys are dead on. No, I get it.
Anybody with a brain, and I'm not including you, would understand that. And it's just like, you know, I don't know what's going on sometimes. Was that too harsh?
No, that was dead on.
Just rushing to the idea that somebody is talking, so therefore they must be listened to, is just a plea for you to be listened to when you fucking need to just talk too much. So you just going to somebody else, like saying you need to listen to me, you're like validating your own need to just gab, which you have a tremendous amount of. And I totally don't.
I'm sure I've done that.
So just, I don't know, man, he's trolling you. He's trolling you on that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. No, I agree. I agree.
Also, I love you, you know.
Oh yeah, I love you too. And no, I after I watched the video, I was like, he's wrong on this. He's wrong on this. He's wrong on this. He's wrong on this. Like I didn't take it all
Yeah,
for.
I mean, there's a difference between not being frightened of what somebody's allegations are and like saying like, oh no, let's listen to them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't operate that way. I'm not. I don't know. There's a subtle difference to me. That's everything here. But probably
Yeah,
the difference is like
that-
this. Yeah. Okay.
You
that's my
operate
point
like a
is
pedophile
I
defender.
wasn't just, you guys roll him out because you've known him for fucking years and shit like that. I chose the path of, oh, let me hear what he has to say and decide for myself. And then I chose to agree with both of you. You know, I mean, if what Ace said was true and it was not out of context, then it's a bit weird. But you know,
A bit weird.
If it was just out of context, then fine. It's not that.
How could that be out of context? My strategy for converting someone to flat Earth is to ask for pictures of genitals and slap their ass. How is that out of context? Oh, and someone in the chat here is accusing me of being trolls versus trolls. A lot of people do that. I'm not trolls versus trolls. It's some Dutch guy. I think it's Arwen's cousin.
Weird.
Well, you've said some pretty off-color things that might have been quasi-truthful too. But it's just like, do I care
Sure.
if someone else is going to call you out on that? You know, is that reason enough for them to be relevant by just picking on somebody or picking one thing or making up something out of whole cloth? That doesn't mean that they're relevant. That just means that they want to be relevant, and they want to play judge, jury, and like Overwatcher or something like that. You know,
Right.
that means somebody's fucking.
Yes, I want to be relevant by alienating myself from every group on YouTube.
Or they have too much time on the internet. If you
Oh, I
actually
totally
have a
agree
life,
there.
you really can't be like fucking nitpicky about everybody's shit. Hello.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I also give them credence because of the
Credence.
amount of credibility. No. I don't mean them. I mean like.
No, here we're gonna get into
Troll
it.
vs. Troll channel. I give some credence to with the whole things that have been true, such as West disappeared. He never defended himself. He, has that pedophile shit on his internet browser. Shit like that, where these types of
Yes.
channels of
All
calling
right.
outness.
All right.
Okay, now, Sean brings up Wes Stace had pedophile. He had child porn searches on his internet browser. That is a freaking fact. He streamed it. It was on his channel. He put that up on the internet himself. And now watch Snack weave his web of manipulation, defending Wes Stace, the guy who broadcasted himself with child porn on his internet search history.
All right, okay. Like, I haven't spoken to Wes at any of this stuff. I'm not trying to defend Wes or anything, okay? But just
Right, no, I'm not saying, no, that was just an example.
I'm not trying to defend Wes as he defends Wes.
Facts are, it's like, it's allegedly his son's laptop. His son allegedly has the problem. It's not directed
Right.
at him.
He goes, the facts are it's allegedly his son's laptop. Look at this, like, how he's wording this shit. The facts are allegedly... Is it the fact or is it allegedly? So, the facts are allegedly it's his son's laptop. How is that a fact? Because Wes, that's what Wes said, and we're just going to believe Wes, the person who factually did stream the search history of child porn. That is a fact. That's the one fact here is Wes streamed his desktop showing a search history of child porn. And let's defend him. Let's defend him more, Snack.
Per se, right? But I don't know. Okay, I'm not trying to say anything.
Right.
But what we know, like, those are the things that we know. And the other stuff we don't know. And I would think that Wes would just be, if in a normal circumstances, is what I'm saying. Like, if there are normal circumstances, if your child does that and you're old and then you just have to, like, eat that shit, like, whatever. He probably just wanted to get the fuck out anyway, man. Like, he didn't want to be an eyesore or an embarrassment. And,
Right.
Right or wrong, right? But that's what it is. It's like you're gonna get painted by a wide brush. And I'm not saying that. I'm not standing up for in any way here. I'm just saying, like, there are like repercussions to just making an allegation that really are just, I don't know. It's just,
No, and I agree with you completely. I completely agree.
it feels a little
You
unfair.
can't
I
tell.
don't like Wes, all right? I don't like his act. I don't like his comedy. I don't think he can play one whole guitar song, okay? But I don't think he deserves that shit.
Why doesn't someone with child porn on their search history deserve that shit? I don't understand. Why do we have to protect people with child porn on their search history just because... Why? Because he's a flat earther? Anyway, what... Okay, and so where does Wes Stace run to when we do find child porn on his desktop search history thing? Whoa, he runs to the flat earth dude.
Man, cause he just wanna learn something, so I teach him something. I am the one that teaches.
Call me 10 wins and 20. Pretty much everything. And this latest one, you know, I went to the source, and that's why I contacted Wes directly, because I'm like, hey, what say you? And Wes, you can quote me if I'm off here. I asked him directly, the fuck's going on?
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah. And when he was telling me about this, I'm like, well, you have to let folks know what's actually going on, because they may not know your history or what's going on with, you know, your children or something else, and they might be misrepresenting what's going on, which I am quite sure that's what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like the only people misrepresenting what's going on is this fucking Poncho Pete Chan flat earth dude people crew.
I don't even know if I could take action on having him take that video down too. I don't know.
I think you'd have to hit up YouTube, bro. But honestly, like, seriously, I don't believe a damn word the man says, Wes.
Yeah, but I'd like to know where he thinks he has proof.
Look at this. Uber already. Uber. Remember in the last... Uber just recently said? Uber instantly. I don't believe his evidence ever. I'm just on your side. Instantly. I'm Uber. You have child porn on your computer? Well, I don't believe it. I'm your friend.
Well, yeah, he's got the video of me sharing the screen, and yeah, you could see all the bookmarks. I get that.
Wes, his proof is completely made up 99% of the time, dude. That's why I don't trust the little golem. Okay?
Well, you know, obviously, very cool.
His proof was what he got it from Wes's YouTube channel. It's do they even like what is going are they not paying attention to what's happening around them? Like what is this? How does this consistently happen with the same people? What the fuck?
That was great.
You know what? This is kind of cool. Maybe
and like his defense is that it was his it was his son who was in jail for raping his stepson, or maybe it was the computer. And he also says, oh, maybe it was the guy who I bought the computer from. Like, he's obviously lied.
I'll leave that video up, or not do anything about that video. Hopefully he does leave it up, because he just bit his fucking ass. Because at the end of the video, he's like, yeah, we're going to call him up. And he had some fucking friend pretend that he was me. And it's clearly, you could hear.
I could tell it wasn't
exactly, Wes.
I
So
can-
check this out, bro. Wes,
I'm not going to do anything about it.
so last summer, if you remember when I was IPS's target, he did call me, and I think that's his little trend now because he was able to get a hold of me. Like, he's like, well, let's get him on the phone. And if he can't get you on the phone, then he will make it to where he gets you on the phone.
Hey,
Whether
wait,
it's you or
wait a
not.
second. Wait a second. I never got a phone call.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything about you, did he?
Oh no! Listen, if he called me, that's a wrong move to make if he called me on the phone.
But like, yeah, Wes, the guy on the outside of his story about me looked like it could be plausible the way that he put it. But anybody that was involved in the situation was looking at him like he was fucking nuts. Like,
Right.
So I mean, dude, yeah. So he's got a screenshot of something, like you said.
He incriminated himself towards the end of the video.
Yeah, especially with it not being you.
Look at this Uber guy. So you've got screenshots proving what you're saying. So what? He keeps going like, we send him screenshots, and he's like, yeah, but that's not evidence. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, here, let me ask you a question.
well, how can I fucking prove anything to you, Uber? A screenshot, an audio recording? What will you accept? Like, my God.
Do you, by chance, fucking know how to get your goddamn deleted YouTube channel back up?
Oh yeah, actually, Josh, you might want to help Wesley because he deleted his fucking channel. Which after he did it, I told him, "What the fuck are you doing?" So
to get it back,
yeah,
yeah. You know what? If it wasn't any kind of like issue as far as like YouTube pulling it or something like that,
it wasn't a YouTube issue. Nope.
You know what? I think, and they'll be more inclined to help you change.
You know what? I don't think
that'll
that'll fly. I don't think that'll fly for the simple fact if you accidentally hit delete my channel, it comes up and it asks you
as if it's their fault.
They're giving the fucking pedo child tech advice.
Their asshole gets that big, bro. Like,
yeah, I hear you.
You have a big YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Who's Alice?
That's what I've been.
Is Wes gone? Oh, here he is. Can I make
No, Wes is here, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead.
My suggestion to you is to use your cell phone to make a video of you going through your history to prove that those sites were opened. Because if you go through your history, it'll show the dates. So you could make a video with your cell phone showing that those sites were looked at, a year ago or whenever the heck it was, and that would clear your name right there, and you could pass it out at will. And I mean, you already spoke about your son's situation here, so that's going to be out now, So I mean,
yeah, that would have been a great idea.
Come on, guys, let's collaborate. How can we get this child pornographer? How can we make excuses or give him advice on how to get away with it?
However, I deleted it. I deleted all of them. I mean, I just went through all those sites when I was talking to you guys, and I was deleting. It's like, I didn't put that in there. I didn't put that in there. So I deleted everything but the stuff that I actually bookmarked. So that shit's gone.
well, I guess you got no out that way then.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, right? And basically at that time, the internet was to search porn for me.
That was pretty much all you could find on the internet was a lot of porn.
Well, and the thing is if you did type in a search like that, right? Yeah, the title would say that. Like,
oh yeah, it doesn't mean the content is
exactly. I mean, it's usually a very young looking, barely like 3 days ago turned 18 year old.
What the fuck?
Still looks like they're in like 7th grade, okay?
Right.
Like,
what am I listening to?
I mean, unless
Uber, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, they can't do that based off your search query, dude. They can only do that based off of what.
Is this just autism?
Another thing, he kept saying.
Maybe there's no sinister intent here. Maybe it's just autism.
Those aren't searches, you dumb fucker. They're bookmarks. So I don't know why he was thinking that. Oh, why is he searching for knives right after he got done searching for?
They're bookmarks of searches.
It's like, no, you
for
dumbass.
kiddie
That's not how it
porn.
works. That wasn't history. It wasn't from I went here and then I went there. No, that's not what it was. It was a simple. So, the way the algorithms are set on bookmarks, when you bookmark something, it puts it in pretty much almost alphabetical order sometimes, or on on other
God damn,
algorithms that it uses. I don't know what they are.
They literally sit here and let this guy who they found child porn on his desktop sit here for hours and defend himself, but they'll ban like me and Rusted Soul and FaZe and shit for trying to talk about the same thing about Ace, what Ace did.
Yeah,
I know that. I had did put Facebook in a long
or whatever. Dude, how long ago was that show that he got that from?
it might have been just today. It could have been to Facebook itself.
Okay.
I was just getting freaked out, and I'm like, fuck, I don't need anything. It's like I wanted to go through my channel. What I should have done is I should have shut all the, or put all of the videos at, and all the other ones that are below, I'd never even bothered looking at them. You know, because I bought this computer from some guy I don't even know. And
Okay, so here he goes, I bought this computer from some guy I didn't even know, and he's like trying to blame his son, and now he's trying to blame, like, this is a classic sign of someone who's guilty, right? He's just like trying to blame everyone else.
And I didn't even think about looking in where he was going. So who knows whether, and like I said, not to blame my son. I don't know if my son went, you know, put those bookmarks in. I have no idea. But he had.
It was your son, it was the guy who owned the computer before, which one?
Do whatever he wanted on that computer. Because I was using my desktop at the time, and I gave him this here computer. Well, I didn't give it to him, but he got a hold of it, and he was using that.
When was he last on the computer?
So here's the screenshot in question. Children in cinema, forced sex videos, pictures, videos, teens, 12, 13, 14, 15 years, no nude, candy doll, free teen models, 16. What's the no nude candy doll? It's so weird. Young girls, model, top photographer, young, free, innocent, preteen model. Yeah, some weird shit.
Probably 2 years ago, maybe 3.
That is my case.
So that's basically that, I suppose. But these guys are quick to defend it, that shit for some reason. That's pretty much the gist of what I want to talk about. There was some interesting shit on this hangout too with this confession guy. He brought up some subjects that they didn't like, talking about like the Bible. But he brought up a subject that I've been trying to cover, is that the occult. There's like a secret societies that run the world, right? And their hallmarks are within people within the flat Earth movement. And he tries to bring that up and gets kind of censored. That's what's happened to me. Like, I've done videos about Jeranism, promoting Crowley. Orphan Red has the Orphan Red, Orphan Blue, like Red Lodge, Blue Lodge. The pee drinking is kind of like an occult thing. There's like other examples. There's like a lot of Freemasonic shit within the flat Earth, like even the whole thing about level. Like Freemasons, they meet on the level, part on the square. So let's see here. I could play some interesting shit, but this confessions guy talks about how he has been blacklisted by people like Bob from Globebusters for bringing up certain issues about how people in the flat Earth movement are working with CIA corporations and stuff. Because when you see people in the media on television, even they're being promoted, they're not. It's not organic. Like, they don't let any Joe Blow go on television. They control that shit.
What I'm coming into constantly is a panel afraid to grow in a certain area, and it's scripturally, and that should be.
No, we're not afraid. We're afraid of you saying you know and we don't. We're afraid of people.
You guys,
I
want to read. You guys
actually. What do you mean to come off that way? You're coming off that way. Dude.
It's like you heard nothing I've said. I don't want to read your fantasy book. It's a fantasy book. It's the same as Star Wars or fucking Lord of the Rings.
Talking shit about Star Wars.
It's a fantasy book. Like, if you've never grown up in religion, if it's always been kind of like your cousins were into it and they're kind of weird, like it's always been some fantasy story. It never made sense. So you're telling me, like a grown ass man, to make sense out of this fantasy world where there's giants and people with magic hair and shit like that.
Magic hair.
Yeah, the dude Samson. Oh, like, he got stronger with it. You know what I mean? All these fucking stories, all right? They're fantasy to me.
exists. We don't know for sure.
Okay, well,
we don't
I
know.
love the
You're
invisible
trying to say
man.
you know,
I love the
and you don't
invisible man.
accept that because you don't know for sure.
Let me give him
Believe
all
it,
my
fine.
money.
Keep it to yourself. Dude.
Oh, you know what? You should feed the poor. GM, feed the poor. God says to feed the poor. Don't give it to a church. Feed the poor. See somebody. In the
Hey,
street,
maybe GM would come up with that good-hearted thing to do.
I'm gonna
without the
burn in
Bible.
hell
Maybe
already.
he doesn't need the Bible to do good things. You think the Bible's
I'm
the
already
only way
gonna
to
burn
do
in
good
hell.
things for other humans?
So I never asserted the Bible's the only way to do good things, sir. So this is why I'm saying that there's a lot of
There's no good people who exist that don't have a scripture book.
I know that GM personally. I know he's done good things. In fact, Snack is on the
Rasta.
panel. He did a good thing by giving him a good deal on a place to live, and all these other good things he does. He doesn't need the Bible to verify that or validate it.
So my message.
Like, you notice how angry they are, and this confession guy remains calm. I think that's really interesting, this whole thing. Like, these so-called rational people are getting really emotional and angry, while the guy that they think is an irrational believes in a magic Bible and a fake God and whatever. Like, he's been able to remain calm.
I fist baby Jesus, and I've spoon-fed blind and deaf people and elderly, and I've
We had
cared
a
for
good
them.
friend lose
Fist
his
baby
mind
Jesus,
literally
baby.
by judging others for
You're
not
right.
accepting Christ into their
You don't
heart.
need
And we
scripture
lost
to be
him.
a good
And
person.
it feels like he was abducted by aliens, dude.
Let me drop this, man. Yo.
Look,
Listen, you can say all you want about my mom's meatloaf recipe. All right, you can say all you want, but I'll give you the recipe, okay? But there's no way you can put the right ingredients together to make it like my mom's meatloaf. Okay? So scripture is only what you put into it. It's not interpretation. It's not legalism, all right? This is something spiritual, right? So don't fucking detach your head from your fucking heart so that you can fucking kowtow to some kind of authority structure, okay?
I'm not kowtowing to any authority. In fact, I'm going to restate my position. I don't think you should follow any major religions. None of them. In fact, I don't think you should pick up any modern Bibles. The fact is, you should go back to the original text as back again and read.
Don't pick up any modern Bibles. Pick up an old Bible.
No,
Still
pick
say
up
pick up
something
Bible.
written in Greek and get it translated in English and page for page.
Yeah, but why? Why do we need to? Why do we need to do?
Because if you're going
Why do we need it?
Okay, just like this guy's recipe. If he hands a recipe to that guy and that recipe to that guy, eventually his mother's recipe gets lost, right? So all I'm saying is go back to the earliest fucking recipe, please.
No, not necessarily.
I don't think you understood what he said at all.
The recipe could be.
I used an analogy from my analogy.
What I'm
My
saying
analogy
is
lead by example.
The faith
Yeah,
is
lead by
about what you
example,
put into it. If you apply.
I mean, I don't really believe in the Bible, but I think it's important to study it and know things about it because it is the most widely read book, and it has had a huge effect on the history of humanity and our culture. So I think there's some positive and some negative things to it, but this anger and hatred towards Christianity in the Bible has definitely been instilled into us through our indoctrination and propaganda, because I think we're moving into a time where we're moving towards like a secular humanism, and science is going to replace religion.
If you apply a loving attitude, you'll get loving shit. I don't even know if I'm heard right now.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. And
Praise the Lord.
Listen, gentlemen, I came here today not to overtalk you and ruin your day. I came.
Well, you didn't ruin our day, but you came over. You could overtalked everything and didn't learn anything from us.
I judged. It's your philosophy to judge people.
Not to share. You came in to preach, dude.
It's the will of God.
Is part of your spiritualism to judge others? Just answer that, yes or no.
Not at all, but it's my.
Then you just did that on your last video. You made a conclusion based on a belief, and you acted on it as if it's true and made a judgment. You are a sinner.
I've done research to back up.
You need to go repent for your last video.
So I've done research, and I can back up my claim why I believe what I believe with those people that I've
It's
listed.
still
Belief is
not
fine.
true.
Belief is not.
I'm sorry, not a belief.
Oh, Metatron. That's what's boring about.
Have you read research?
Yes, hail Megatron. That is so like 2016.
Metatron is a Kabbalist god. Okay, I don't know if you know that.
Okay, so now he's gonna get into the occult Metatron connection to the Mark Sargent.
No, we know all this.
Okay. Well, there you go. So once I got.
Oh, well, then it's fact then.
Do you know anything about the Kabbalah?
Is
bro?
it fact?
No,
Do you-
fucking Metatron.
Do you know anything about the Book of Zohar? Do you know anything about these two books? These two books.
You're not answering. Is it a fact?
What is a fact?
But what's
The Metatron Mark Association.
So the video, the material that I saw, I believe the MGTV showed it. And this
MGTV?
Yeah, we all saw it.
Yeah, it was years ago.
You know who he is?
No, I don't. So at the end of the day,
Oh, wow.
the video I saw that, and so then I went and
Oh,
used the Wayback.
wow.
I went and used the Wayback machine to verify this stuff. Okay, and anybody can go do it. So then you go research the Kabbalah because you start to get into religion.
You should research MGTV. You should
Sure,
research him.
I don't follow him anymore.
No, you should research
I
him.
don't follow him anymore. I don't follow many people anymore through this thing. What I do is I join these groups, these chat groups now.
So you just get your knowledge from people. You don't educate yourself.
So-
you don't verify anything before you share it.
So
You
the
just
Book of Zohar.
take their word for it.
The Book of Zohar talks about the Big Bang. And
Don't take the responsibility on yourself.
There's a God, but
Blame them. Blame the channels.
There's a God of Metatron, right?
Like, this guy actually at least does research and reads things. Has something to talk about. Notice these people are just pissed off giving their opinions. Like, when do you ever hear Jibby or any of these fucks talk? Like, rarely do they talk about a book they read or something they researched. They're just always gossiping and giving their opinions on things that they haven't done any research on. And some guy comes on who's done research, they get so fucking mad because they want to LARP and pretend to be researchers, and they get intimidated by like legitimate people who actually read shit.
So if you look at people wanting to control information, there's going to be a cult involved. This is what it is. So what I did is I researched the occult in Flat Earth. That's what I did. So I went and I did some research, and I found some pretty interesting anomalies, meaning consistencies, meaning I can back up what I say, and I challenged it on Nathan Oakley's show. So that's what it is. Gentlemen, I'm not an FE personality. I'm not
just telling us like you're not telling us anything specific. You did.
I'm just going to, one sense of my documentary, my book.
I mean, is Enoch not a
Enoch is a false book.
Is Enoch not part of the Bible?
Enoch is a false book. It's a misled book. Yes.
Well, someone else told him it was.
No, I researched it myself, and it doesn't line up with the Bible.
Metatron is the ascension of Enoch. Okay, right?
Metatron is a Kabbalist god.
Metatron is the ascension of Enoch. And Metatron is like Enoch ascended, isn't it?
Metatron is a Kabbalist god.
Oh shit, Snack, you don't know what you're fucking talking about, like, all the fucking time. Here, Snack, quick, just make up some word salad technical jargon and hope that no one calls you on it.
Not answering my question.
Not answering my question.
In the early Kabbalah, Metatron is the name of Enoch received after the transmission of into an angel.
In Jewish biography, Genesis 5:24 is often cited as evidence of Enoch's bodily ascension into heaven. Fucker!
Yes, it's Kabbalist thinking.
It's right on freaking Wikipedia on the fucking same
Yes,
sentence.
and it says...
Stop talking about the Bible, you dumbass!
Mystic Kabbalist text.
Did I do that right?
Okay.
Hey, everybody, did I do a good job? All right.
You did a good job, man. You did a good job, Snap. Good job. Scooby Snap.
Metatron is
Scooby
mentioned
Snap
in
for
the
Snap.
Torah. Okay? So Metatron is mentioned in the Torah, and they're still debating on the original.
Praise the Lord.
Okay?
Praise the Lord.
Hail Enoch.
But it's taught in the Kabbalah as a god. If you didn't know it, now you know.
Hey, check this out. You know, like a lot of people, when they see all this religious shit, like just normal people, they're totally turned off and they will never look into this ever again.
I don't care.
You're scared.
I know you. I know you don't care. I know you don't care.
That's your issue.
I know you don't.
That's
give a
your
fuck.
issue, and that's why
that's
you're
pretty
afraid.
obvious.
No, you're afraid. I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid. I'm just
Because
realistic.
I
I'm realistic.
I got there.
I know
by research.
regular
I
normal
didn't get there by
people
turning off
that
the
aren't
research.
into religion.
This is an intellectual debate. You're not normal.
You're not normal, bro. Come out here.
You're just gaslighting, dude. Turn on the research.
Gaslighting because I don't agree with you.
You're not normal.
No.
You got come on, bro.
See, he's calling them out. They are just gaslighters.
Roll the fuck.
This guy, if you watch this is streamed live July 1st, 2019, PPC, Flat Earth Hang, 513.3, Manny Monday. So if you listen to this debate or whatever, they're just angry and pissed off the whole time. This guy destroys them and calls them out perfectly. There's this point where he's talking about how they're group thinking, and he's totally right. And then Snack goes, "Oh, I'm an individual, I think, for myself." And he goes, "Yeah, you are an individual, and you have your individual thoughts, but then there's also this group that we're in here that has a group kind of mentality." And he's totally right. You own a Snack on that one. So it's pretty interesting. I thought to watch this. They all got destroyed.
Come out here, dude. Come out where I'm at.
What does that matter? You some tough guy, dude?
Grow up.
No.
Tough guy. Come on, dude.
He's trying to show you, like,
I'm
look
not
at the
saying
people he knows.
you fucking idiot. I'm talking about in California. Come out here. No one's religious out here, so you sound like a
You're in
crazy
a
person.
liberal. Yes, and you know what?
So what?
Liberal.
So what?
Label.
That's right.
You know the Christians.
Rush.
You know the Christians.
Watch out, everybody. We're paid in California.
You know in Roman.
We're all
times-
liberal out here. I'm in Orange County, fool.
You know, you know Roman
It's
times.
conservatives out here. You
Liberal-
dumbass. You don't know shit about
Christian-
California, fool. Stay in
Christian-
Canada, man. Keep preaching in the fucking forest, man. I'm in civilization. We don't believe in that shit anymore.
Dude, you're in a
Fuck
fucked up
you.
place.
No, you are. Fuck you.
You're gonna be burned
No,
out
fuck you.
quite shortly,
We're
dude.
going to be
I'm gonna burn
burned.
it
I
down.
see.
No,
Did-
for
did-
your
did-
own
did-
government,
did-
your own
did-
government
did-
is shooting
Yeah.
lasers in your
Get
own
the fuck
place.
out of here.
The government's shooting
Fuck
lasers in
you,
your own
dude.
your
I
own
don't
country,
like
dude.
you. Fuck you.
Your own
Fuck
California
you.
has been lit on fire.
Stand up,
By
hey,
lasers.
man.
Tired of you, bitch.
Not only top of that, your own government is spraying, and not only top of that, your government has made all your homeless and
What
kids.
is
Now
that
your
from?
government.
Are you
Now you're
proud of
respect
your
what you're
liberalism?
saying. If it's just you're
Are
saying
you
it
proud of your
yourself. You're
liberalism?
saying
My
you believe
government.
it. That's
My
my
Are you
government.
government.
proud of your
Fuck you,
anti-Christ living? Look at California. It's in a state of
So this
disarray.
is just like fucking insane. At one point, the funny part comes where like Hitch tries to talk.
If you're intellectually honest.
Hitch tries to calm them down, and then it's this really fucking funny when Hitch tries to calm them down. How stupid they
It's
sound.
enough to say you don't. The calculator he adjusted because of us, mind you.
You ain't saying she's a tranny, though. I don't stand for that.
Oh, that already
He
happened.
actually,
Those fuck. Let me tell
he
you.
doesn't want people to go.
Talk about flat Earth, right? Well, I want to talk about flat Earth, but I also want to talk about the news.
The fact that an ordained minister right here. He don't know that. He knows so
Weren't you
much.
just proud that you were living in liberal California?
Hey guys. Well, like, listen, Hitch is here. Hitch does the best PJ. Let's let him talk.
PJ.
No.
No, he's backing up. You're gonna give him support, Hitch, or you know.
What is it? There's actually somebody who believes in God, loves God on the panel.
See? Okay.
Why can't you just say it then? Do you love
Not a
your
car salesman thing.
I love
That's
God.
slick
God
shit
is real.
thing you just
Awesome.
did right there.
Hey,
you respect?
I say I know what God is blasphemy in my book.
You love God with all your heart. You love your creator with all your heart.
The thing that's truly evil is when you impose your beliefs on others to judge
Do you,
others.
do you love God with all your heart? That's all I'm
That's
asking.
evil. That's evil. You are evil if you're trying to impose and judge others for
Do you
what
love
you
your
believe
creator
is
with all your
true.
heart?
That's evil. Do you want to be evil? Do you not love God? How can you be so
your
evil?
creator with all your heart? Yes or no?
Yeah, but you're trying to tell me I need to love my creator in my book. That's evil.
So do you love your creator? I'm just asking you a simple
The
question.
fact that you're asking me that as if you have some kind of judgment on me, whether I do or don't, is evil. That's evil.
I'm
You're
not
bringing evil
asking
here,
you,
dude. You're bringing Satan here.
Do you love your creator with all your heart?
Don't talk to Satan about this kind of stuff. You want to philosophize? You're also in my book, man. You seem like a great guy.
Nah,
You also
yeah.
have a lot of talent. You also have a lot of
Because I'm from
intelligence.
California, I'm liberal.
With this, do you
I'm
believe in your creator? Because it's
Democrat.
not provable. It's get real, dude. When people say to ballers, get real, you know why they say that? Because they're not being real. And you're not being real right now, dude.
So, because I'm from California, I'm every stereotype of California.
What I'm
Because
saying
I'm from California.
is
Fuck
that
you.
I went
Fuck
through
you.
all this journey researching the Bible, and then I ended up at the Bible to tell you that what I've researched is this whole narrative. This whole narrative.
You can just hold strong because your life is on the line somehow. And if you don't keep doing this, somehow you've failed God. And that just sounds like you're an idiot.
You're talking flat Earth because you've been lied to about the cosmology, right? So you want to talk about flat Earth, right? Well, I want to talk about flat Earth, but I also want to talk about the fact that you've been lied to, but with the
Maybe
Bible.
you've been lied to in the book of the Bible. Maybe the Bible's lying to you. What do
I
you
want to find the part with Hish. I can't find it.
any kind of can't you just at least accept that's possible?
Are you guys?
That's why I
anybody?
avoided it. I was lied. I was lied, and I believe the same you did, which was to avoid it because it's written by a bunch of losers.
Maybe you're still wrong. Can't you intellectually be honest enough to know that you might still be wrong?
So
Is anybody triggered right now?
No, I guess that.
That's why it's very good for triggering.
Okay.
He just can't.
Hey,
Here it is.
He's on your side for a little bit.
Hish goes, is anyone triggered?
A little bit on your
No,
side.
I'm just asking if anybody was triggered. That's all.
No. No, false alarm.
So, new perspective. I understand what you mean, and I appreciate what you mean by saying, hey, it's not being real because I can't prove it. And you're fucking absolutely right.
Right.
But what I'm trying to convey to you...
Now, the other side of his mouth says...
What I'm trying to convey to you is that out of all my research, all religions I've studied...
That you don't know is less than our research.
I don't know, but
Respect from us if you're intellectually honest enough to say you don't know for sure, but it's your way of thinking, and you're not trying to say we need to do it and be like you. That's when you have respect.
What I'm saying is you need to do is you need to not think that what you've been told about the Bible is 100% true. That's what you need to do. You need to
sounds
think...
a little condescending.
You need to, yeah, because you actually what you do is you lose us, dude.
Are you sure we God said that?
What? What do you got? Listen, gentlemen, I appreciate the debate. Metatron, what? It's a part of the religion, dude.
Debate what?
Well, you didn't adjust your facts, though. Snack just told you.
Against the authority of your opinions?
I'm sorry, what?
What are we supposed to be debating? The authority of your fucking opinions?
No, what it is, I had a method here. It was overly preachy. That's the flat Earth data. I'm overly
It's not your fault. It's Patricia Steele's fault. And Mark Sagas.
No, dude.
And Karen D's.
No,
Your fault.
once again, the reason for that, I can show it
Hey,
later.
you don't like Karen B?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't want people to go to their channels because he doesn't like them for some reason.
No, I used to refer the
That's not
channels.
very Christian.
I used to refer the channels until I found out the deeper
Well,
messages.
save them. Why don't
So
you
you
save them for
heard
Satan? Save them
an
for Satan.
opinion of the deeper agenda. An
So,
opinion.
I
The
find
Wayback
it-
Machine wasn't proof.
No, the Wayback Machine just shows the change, right? It shows the manipulation and shows the data, the added on. It's the same reason why all you right now can go to Mick West's calculator, go to the
Holy
Wayback
fuck.
Machine, and use the link and
The
go back.
calculator he adjusted because of us, mind you.
Thank you. So
That's
what
my
I'm
research.
thank you. What I'm trying to tell you, sir, is if you go back 3 years ago, the 8-inch per mile square is all he had in the Wayback Machine.
Dude, don't call Jibby sir. That you're gonna
So
go with that.
please don't interrupt. So if you go use the Wayback
Call
Machine,
me sir, God damn it.
if you use the Wayback Machine, you'll actually see his adaptations as he goes. I did a video on this on my Flat Earth Data channel. I've removed on my channel, dude. I actually regret doing it because I had a lot of videos that I could just show in an instant for this link, for my debates. But I didn't want to be... A year later, I got a hold of him again. We started talking more and more. And then recently, after I released my Patricia Steers video, and I had the debate with Nathan Oakley and all that other jazz that went down.
Wait, what'd you say about Patricia Steer now?
So, so I have a video, which I will post it. I don't know what I can do with it really, but I'll find out as I go. But I took it down. And I'm regretting it. But it basically, in the video, Patricia Steers goes on to explain her backstory of her life and how her name was da-da-da. You have... Hold on, my daughter's telling me one second. What happened?
Yeah, he's talking about how there's inconsistency in Patricia's backstory. Other researchers or whatever, the people obsessed with Patricia found that, because they're fake characters, but these people don't know it. They think it's real for some reason.
You're saying she's a tranny, though. I don't stand for that.
No, I
don't
stand for any of that
She's a real woman, okay? She's
I don't
very
stand for
light,
any of that
she's a
stuff
woman.
because I don't know that stuff.
A man would have higher bone density. I wouldn't be able to pick her off the floor. Okay?
Listen, dude, I'm not into that shit. I'm not into that argument.
I'm
I wasn't there. Yeah, I appreciate it. I've heard it time and time again.
When you wrap your loving arms around Patricia Steer and pick
Okay,
her off the floor,
I haven't-
you can tell me about something.
Yes. I haven't, I've had conversations with Antonio about it, but I'm not on that side of it because I don't.
Oh my God, Snack was like, when you wrap your loving arms around Patricia and pick her off the floor, you gonna tell me she's a man or something like that.
Go there with that shit. That's not my experience with it. I have another experience with an occult. I have experience with the cult side of Flat Earth. In other words, there is a group here that is a controlled opposition that are.
How do you know?
Because I've already part of that.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that since day one. Fucking, it's true.
Okay, do me a favor. Are you guys fans of FE Core then?
Fans of what? I'm not
FE
fans of
Core.
anybody.
Are you fans of FE Core? Are you fans of Karen B?
They do really a fan of Karen B. We're friends with Karen B.
Okay,
And Bob
so
and Jared.
I told Karen B in a conversation with her that I wasn't a fan of FE Core. She didn't take too kindly to that and asked me why.
She's on the board.
Yes, I know what she does. She's the
I'm
secretary.
sure she didn't just like flip
I
out over
understand
one
that.
statement.
No, she found what I had to say interesting, so we talked further.
Yeah.
Okay, but then when I started to confront Bob Nodell over it, I started to get banned and blocked. Then I started to confront journalism over it, and I started to get banned and blocked. It was only recently I become unbanned and blocked from Bob Nodell's. But the last video he put up, you should have seen the arguments me and Bob Nodell had back and forth.
I mean, do you think
But that's kind of BS to do with that.
Yeah.
They're part of the same group. They're all part of the
Co-workers, Guilt by Co-worker Association.
So they are part of the same group, okay? So listen, I've already proved it in real time in the video. I've already posted it. I
proved it. You proved it.
Yeah, I did. So
what'd you prove?
I'm waiting to go on a heavy debate with 1,000+ people, and I will do it again, like I did it the first time. See, the thing is memories are short here because there's so much going on. There's so much dishonesty.
Is that a short joke?
Maybe. At the end of the day, there's so much disinformation.
I got a long memory, Jack.
There's so much disinformation and information going on. It's hard to keep up, right? So when you catch things, you record things and you play them back and you listen. One person says the same person says one thing and then they say the same.
I'm waiting to hear the proof.
So I have a video where.
I think that's pretty much most of it. He doesn't really get into too much shit because they keep harassing the shit out of him. I think that's pretty much most of what I wanted to play. So I'll end this video with, like, think about how angry those people were and how not angry the confession guy was. This guy remained calm and just tried to present his information, although everyone on this panel made it impossible. Everyone attacked him. And you could see how angry they were screaming at him. Snack was screaming, Jibby was screaming, that GM guy threatened to kill this guy. I didn't play that part, but he did. So I think what Jesse Lee Peterson has really good advice about anger. And I like watching this guy's podcasts. Although he's like a Trump supporter and he's just like right-wing, believes a lot of that stuff. I think he has some really simple philosophies that are like true to life and like some old school shit.
If you were to take any advice from me at all, there would be one that I would highly recommend that you take. Everything else you can let go to the wayside. But if there's one you would take advice from me, I would advise you to let go of anger. And the way you let it go is go and forgive your parents. Most of the time, it starts at home first. And at home, most of the time, is with the mother or grandmother, whatever woman's in charge of your life. And the reason for that is that it's not in the nature of the woman to raise children alone. It's in the nature of the father. And the woman is there to help raise the kids. But when she has to do it on her own, even if the father's in the home, and he's weak, because most men are weak, and women hate weak men. I was talking to a young lady yesterday, counseling with her, and she said that she's married to a guy who was white, but he at one time was married to a woman of color. I think she said the woman was either Asian or Indian or something like that. And that because he's weak, that woman abused him like 90 going north. And he was not able to deal with her. And he's not able to deal with his now wife either. And that's because he has not overcome his mother. And most adults, especially in the black community, most adult men, women, and children resent their mothers and they're yearning for their fathers. So I want to encourage you, I mean, just give it a try. You have nothing to lose. Well, you do have a lot to lose. Hell, you'll come out of that fallen state. But I urge you to forgive. That's all that it takes. You don't have to know the Bible. You don't have to go to church. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Jew or Muslim or anything. You just need to recognize that you have this anger. And evidence of the anger being there, if your parents can get on your nerve, if they irritate you, or you wish they just shut up. That's resentment. Forgive them. Don't ask for forgiveness. And don't say, forgive me for what I've done. You forgive them, and God will forgive you, and your world will change. You'll come out of that fallen state. And also read my book, From Rage to Responsibility. From Rage to Responsibility. And I write about how I was able to completely overcome anger. Anger is not something you can control. Anger is not strength at all. It's a weakness. It's evil. You can't even trust an angry person. Any human being who has anger, whether it's husbands and wives, children and parents, friends, cousins, nieces, employees, employers, friendships, if they have one iota of anger, you can't trust them. You can't be trusted, and you can't trust, because at some point you turn on each other. Because you can't help it. That anger is the nature of Satan. Get from rage to responsibility. Go to Amazon.com, but if you like an autographed copy, go to...
What he's saying is absolutely true, and you can verify it in these communities that are built upon anger and hatred for whether it be Christians or NASA or what have you. You see, they all turn on each other. These people are all going to turn on each other. And they do, and they have, and it's showed time and time again. This guy, what he's saying, there's some truth to what he's saying here. I don't know if you gotta buy his book, but well, that's all I got for today. Have a good 4th of July, everybody.
What an excellent day for an exorcism. show you every nightmare you ever had. I'm your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
Even if I could, it would all be great. Put your picture on